In today's modern world, with the ever-increased use of these devices, it is important to understand all the privacy issues that come along with it. Today, nearly 7 out of 8 billion people in the world have a cell phone, and 90% of Americans have one as well. With this many people having cell phones, this brings along tons and tons of data, as well as geotag and location service data. The location service technology that comes with our cell phones is very useful. However, it can be also useful for different predators, thieves, and criminals as well. Along with people in your social network, these people have the ability to access your network as well as your locations and your itinerary each and every day that you post them. One of the most extreme examples of dangers posted by GPS location is the use of domestic abuse victims who seek the safety at a shelter. Volunteers have adopted the policy of removing the batteries from women's phones as soon as they arrive to the location. This prevents the abusers from seeing their location and where they are. There's a few things you can do to protect yourself from the broadcasting of your location. One is to just simply turn off your location services on your phone. However, there's a few services that may be useful for the location services, such as maps. Also, along with taking your location services off on your system preferences, you should also look into the apps themselves, such as Facebook and Instagram. If you don't want to have your location shared on those, you should take a look at the settings within the apps. Social media has become a diary of our lives. We no longer make photo albums for our own personal use, but rather for digital albums that we then share on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, of our fondest memories. With these pictures and the sharing of these pictures comes a lot of hidden information. For example, within Facebook, if a picture is not taken as a private picture with the location and geotagging off, the latitude and longitude of where the picture was taken will be stored and sometimes displayed. This can be a good thing for people who want this, however, there are a lot of people out there specifically trying to exploit these geotags. There's a few things to consider when using the geotag feature on your phone. If you take a photo with your smartphone that has the location service enabled, you're very likely embedding your GPS coordinates unknowingly to that image. This is not obvious because the coordinates don't appear on the screen or anywhere on the image that you can see, so it seems innocent enough. As we unfortunately know all too well, when there's a will, there's a way. There are predators out there who can easily access this information through software, and this allows them to decipher information from these photos that puts us and our loved ones at risk. With most phones, location services tend to be on, and this is where geotagging gets its information. Developers of apps and companies that have apps often claim that they have an opt-in approach to the geotagging of data, but they do not follow this in their practice. The Flashlight app and Snapchat are cases that show the opt-in standard is not the norm. For instance, Snapchat transmits geolocation information from users of its Android app, even though its privacy policy claimed it did not track users or access such information. The developer of a Flashlight app failed to disclose that its app transmitted the device's location to third parties, including mobile ad networks. The company and its manager agreed to an order that prohibits them from misrepresenting how consumers' information is collected and shared. Crucially, the company must obtain consumers' affirmative express consent before collecting, using, and sharing their geolocation data. There's lots of ways that you can go through and negate the risks that we have discussed. However, a few of them are running a search on yourself to see what people may be able to find out easily about you. There's also a good reason to go back and look through your followers and friends on Facebook and Instagram. This is a good way to see everyone that is able to see what you were doing and where you were doing it. Remember, everything you do online is stored somewhere. Even though you feel like what you're doing is private, it is safe to always think like it is not. Be careful when checking in on Facebook and posting where you are.